This is E. Wilson, the Conversator, coming to you all the way live from Bethlehem/Allentown, Pennsylvania. JTC Exchange Radio Show on the move again. You know, we've been talking about the importance of a father, and I have the privilege of standing here with my man, Mr. Jim Britt, who is a sergeant in the National Guard and is also a officer, correctional officer, for the Departments of Corrections right outside of Philadelphia. So, Britt, listen, it is great to have you here. Now, let's talk about your assignment. What are actually you doing at the Department of Corrections?
Well, as you said, a corrections officer at Graterford State Prison. Basically, the big gist of it is care, custody, and control of the inmates housed in our facility, and basically we just give them what they're supposed to have. We take care of them in ways that we can, and we, you know, for me personally, I go out of my way to not to punish them any more than they've already been punished. They've already committed their crime to be in there. I try to help, if I can, to rehabilitate those who can be rehabilitated, and I take my time to talk to people. You can get a lot out of a conversation with somebody. So talking to people, you get a lot from it, and if there's something I can add to them or take from them or anything, I try to help as much as I can while I'm there.
Well, we appreciate your service. You know, somebody has to do it, and it's obviously, at this point in time, you are the man for the job right now. So on that note, Britt, you know, we've been talking about the importance of a father. You know, I'm sure inmates that you have seen, you know, we took a survey. It has to be a good 80-something% have never had a relationship with their father, don't know their father, gangs and everything else, all the activities that's taking place really all across the world. This is not a Pennsylvania thing or a Texas thing or a New York thing. This is literally across the world. You know, how important is it for men to step up, you know, whether in the home, in the community? How important is that?
It's very important. Like you said, just to hit on it before I start, in the prison system itself, most of the people I talk to, men, are either came from a fatherless home or obviously are left a fatherless home. So going to the visiting room, seeing the kids come in, and the heartbreak on the kids' face when they see them, and you can't be human if it doesn't break your heart a little bit. So you feel for the children. But as far as the importance of the father goes, it's very important. The old saying goes, like, the first girlfriend a son has is his mother, or the first role model a son has is his father. So on that aspect, if you aren't there to instill that first role model, what do we always say? First impressions are everything. So you go and take a son, his first role model is absent or out there running the streets or doing this, that, and the third, going around with this chick. What do you think they're going to do eventually? If they want to or not, it's going to be what they go back to, because first impressions are everything. So, and that's as far as what I've learned as a father is, my kids see me before they hear me. So it's very important to not only say what to do, but to do what you say. Because if you say, do this, do that, and you're doing something else, they're going to do what they see before they do what you say.
Wow. You know, you just said that. Another young man I just talked to a little while ago said they don't, how did he say it? They don't do what they're taught. They do what they caught. I said, so I got to get it down pack. I got to do that a few more times so to make it mine. I'll make it mine. But absolutely, you know, we have to step up to be able to be that example. We're not talking about being perfect. I know we're not talking about walking in the straight line that you never make a mistake, but we definitely have to step up our game. So with that being said, Britt, for the men out there who are trying to do this thing and struggling or have never gotten in the game to begin with, you know, we're feeling the effects. And even if you did everything right, doesn't mean that your child is going to walk the straight and narrow, but at least you put it in them. That's what your responsibility is. So for the men out there, Britt, the fathers who are discouraged, feeling that it doesn't matter maybe, or I'm trying, or I don't feel like dealing with it, what do you say to the men to encourage them to understand that quitting is not an option?
First and foremost, I look at it on my own, because we all go through it. We all go through times where it's like, man, just I got this, I got that, I got this. I look at it like this. I serve a God that is all merciful, all forgiving, and I think about it on this level of would I want him to give up on me? And we're supposed to strive to be like him, so why would I give up on somebody if I don't want to be given up on? So I take it as that, and I go on with it with instilling the respect of, if, like you said, if you do mess up, own up to your mistake, show your children that, all right, I messed up, but I'm able to stand up, dust off, and go back into life again. You just can't give up on the kids. There's too many, like I said, in the prison system itself, there's too many kids in there. We got 16, 17, 18-year-old kids that are basically going to be spending, some of them, the rest of their lives inside them walls. And it's a shame to look at them. I mean, they're babies. And if they had that role model to fall back on, then they could have possibly maybe made a better choice in that moment. I mean, we all make mistakes, but I mean, it's important for us to not give up, to be there, to, like you said, to at least instill it in them. Because when push comes to shove, I didn't grow up in a godly family, but my father was very prideful on being a father and being the man in my life. So even though I didn't have that godly influence as a child, I had that man influence of how to be a man. Excuse me. And so when it came to them, that fork in the road, I had that still in me to make the right choice because I saw what my father was doing. He was being a man. He was owning up, taking care of his family. I could have very easily went down. I have friends that are in jail and dead now because they went down the other road. And I because of that instilled in me with my father, it helped me make that decision. So,
wow. Well, listen, kudos to Dad. Hats off. Because that's what it's all about, and sometimes we don't see the fruits of our labor early on, but like Britt said, quitting is not an option. We have to stay in the game. So for those men out there, we want you to be encouraged. Get in the game. If you need some wisdom, if you're need to do some things different, relationship-wise or just with your kids, and you're in your city, you haven't tapped into the right resource, give us a holler at JTC Exchange. Email us jtcexchange@gmail.com, or look at the website. There's tons of resources on there, www.jtcexchange.org, and we will do whatever we can to try to help you along with the process. Or for the men who are on their game, they just need a boost or some encouragement or some fresh ideas, holler at us and we'll see what we can do, because the JTC is all about no motives, one agenda. It's all about service. So Britt, we thank you for sharing right here in the Lehigh Valley, Bethlehem/Allentown. I think we're right on the borderline here. E. Wilson, the Conversator, with my man Jim Britt, right here in the Lehigh Valley, Pennsylvania. Remember, if you're going to have a conversation, make it a good one. We're out.